period at a maximum of 6 months. So this is a bill that the National Assembly members shall be able to consider. If there are any amendments that they might the bill. Well, the members of the National Assembly shall also this afternoon consider a bill that is sponsored by the Honorable nominated member Irene Mayaka. This is on the Sports Amendment Bill, a bill that is originating from the National Assembly, a bill number 5 of 2026, a bill that basically seeks to amend the Sports Act of sports competitions, or rather manipulation of sports competitions. In this particular bill, there are amendments including of Section 58 of the Act to include appeals from 58 of the Act to include appeals from Sports Kenya dealing with the manipulation. Also amending Section 4 of the Act to provide for investigation procedure and timelines as a function of the Sports Kenya. This particular bill also, or the amendments to the Act in this particular bill also introduces a new section that prescribes 5 clauses, consideration 29th day of July, the year 2020.
Chief Konga, can you be the whip? Oundo, be the whip. Yes, yes, is allowed. You don't whip the chair budget, it's already here.
That the IPU meeting that was held in Geneva, Switzerland from the 19th to the 23rd of October, the year 2025. And this is a report that was laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, the 11th of March, the year 2026. This is a motion that has also been lined up as part of the priority business that the members will be looking to consider this afternoon. Another motion by the chairperson, Committee on Implementation, is also lined up for consideration. This regards, it's a second report basically on the status of reports on petitions and resolutions that the House passed, or the committee passed. This is a House, so this regards, and the committee is proposing that that particular report be adopted regarding the proposal to amend the Consumer Protection Act to provide for the in duplum rule that was laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, the 1st of April, the year 2026. Earlier on, I had indicated to you that there are a few bills that have been lined up for consideration at the second reading stage. That means that they are due for debate, that they have gone through public participation and have been brought before the floor of the House for them to undergo debate, for members to ventilate on the contents. The other bill that is lined up for consideration at the second reading stage is the Chairperson, Parliamentary Broadcasting and Library Committee. This particular bill basically seeks to amend the Books and Newspaper Act, specifically Cap 111, in order to require the deposit of published works in the Library of Parliament. The sponsor of the bill indicates that more members making their way into the House, and we can see the Sergeant at Arms indicating that the quorum has been attained. That
Honorable members, we now have quorum to transact business.
Well,
Clerk.
allow me to hand you over to the broadcast. Good afternoon.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Members on their feet, take your seats. DK, take the nearest seat. Honorable members, I've got 2 short communications. The first one, I wish to inform the House that I have received and acceded to a request from the National Government Constituencies Development Fund Board seeking to engage with honorable members on various matters relating to the fund. I therefore invite all honorable members of the National Assembly to a Speaker's Kamkunji to be held tomorrow, Thursday, 30th July, 2026 at 10 a.m. in this chamber. The NGCDF board will appraise members on the following matters relating to the fund. Number 1, the status of disbursement of funds and project implementation for the financial year 2025-2026 and preceding fiscal years. B, proposed ceilings for allocations for the financial year 2026-27. And 3, project identification for the financial year 2026-2027. So you are all welcome. Be seated by 10. We'll give it 1.5 hours, by which time we should be done. The second communication, members at the bar, take the nearest seats. Honorable members, the second communication is on the appointment of Major Retired Bernard Muhindi Masinde as the 8th Chief Sergeant at Arms of the National Assembly. Honorable members, you may recall that on 18th November 2025, I notified the House of the retirement of Mr. Aloisio Lekulo, OGW, the then Chief Sergeant at Arms of the National Assembly, after close to 2 decades of service. Honorable members, the office of the Chief Sergeant at Arms is an office of the House and occupies a pivotal position in the administration and functioning of the National Assembly. The office is responsible for maintaining order, decorum, and security within the precincts of Parliament, enforcing the directions of the Speaker relating to access to and conduct within the chamber and the parliamentary precincts, preserving the dignity of the House, and overseeing ceremonial and protocol functions associated with the proceedings of the Assembly. Honourable members, I wish to inform the House that following a competitive recruitment process, the Parliamentary Service Commission appointed Major Retired Bernard Masinde, NDCK, as the 8th Chief Sergeant at Arms of the National Assembly with effect from 1st July 2026. Honourable members, Major Retired Masinde possesses extensive experience in parliamentary administration, leadership, and institutional management. He is a strategic security and investigations professional with over 25 years of progressive leadership experience, spanning military command, national security operations, investigations, compliance, enforcement, and institutional governance. He has served as the Deputy Chief Sergeant at Arms of the National Assembly for the last 12 years. Prior to joining Parliament, Major Retired Masinde served as a military observer with the United Nations Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, MONUC. In this capacity, demonstrated exemplary distinction while deepening his expertise in multinational coordination, intelligence sharing, and investigative oversight. Honorable members, alongside the retired Masinde, the Parliamentary Service Commission also appointed Mr. Nicholas Emejen to the position of Director for Audit, Appropriations, and General Purposes Committee, and Mr. Stephen Mutungi as the Director of Hansard and Audio Services. On my behalf, and on behalf of the House and the Parliamentary Service Commission, I congratulate them for their appointment and extend to them our best wishes as they assume their new responsibility, partiality and dedication while upholding the traditions, dignity, and values of Parliament. I thank you. While still on my feet, let me acknowledge in the public gallery, Sekenani School from Narok West, Narok, Webuye SCK School from Webuye East, Bungoma, in the Speaker's Girls Secondary School from Maara, Tarakaniti, Karumu Primary School from Kandara, Muranga, and Ikawa School from Chuka, Ingamangombe from Chuka. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Next.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, paper.
Majority Leader. Member for Aldai, you are the surrogate Majority Leader.
It looks like 9 July 2026. First is report on the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of the following: 1, AIC Morop Girls Secondary School, Chogoria Girls High School, Enomatasiani Girls Secondary School, Karima Girls High School, Kenyanya Secondary School, Kaborok Girls Secondary School, Koelel Forces Academy, Kirobon Girls High School, Limuru Girls School, Mahiga Girls Secondary School, Meru School, Nakuru High School, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Mary Hill Girls High School, Pangani Girls School, St. George's Girls Secondary School, St. Matthias Mulumba Matinyani Boys School, and Stella Maris Othaya Girls High School. Secondly, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the years ended 30th June 2024 and 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of the following: 1 is Bavuni Secondary School, Gede Secondary School, JG Kiriaini Secondary School, Kenyatta High School in Mahiga, Kiriti Girls Secondary School, Lady of Fatima Chinga Girls Secondary School, Marafa Boys Secondary School, Masosa Mixed Secondary School, Isinya Boys Secondary School, and St. John's Girls Secondary School in Kilifi County. And finally, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023, 30th June 2024, and 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of the following: 1, Kitwe Girls Secondary School, Kiari Secondary School, Kirangari Boys Secondary School, Mbakalo Friends Secondary School, Moi Girls High School Kamusinga, Molo Secondary School, Nduberi Girls Secondary School, and St. Francis Girls High School, Mangu. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next. Chair Budget and Appropriations, Honorable Atandi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 29th July 2026. Report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on its consideration of the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bill number 8 of 2026. Thank you.
Next.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Member for Taraka, George Best.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of the following motion on the establishment of a policy on the recruitment and remuneration of community health promoters on a permanent and pensionable basis. That aware that the community health promoters, who are popularly known as CHPs, play an integral role in the delivery of primary health care at the community level by providing basic health services, including health promotion and education, disease prevention and early detection, support for maternal and child health interventions, and community mobilization. Further aware that community health promoters serve as the first point of contact between households and the formal health system. Concerned that despite their important contribution to the realization of the universal health coverage and the attainment of the highest attainable standard of health under Article 43(1) of the Constitution, community health promoters continue to discharge these critical duties with inadequate facilitation and insufficient remuneration. Acknowledging that proper facilitation, motivation, and fair remuneration of community health promoters would enhance service delivery.
Concern has been intensified. Reassure residents. Taken to resolve this, Honorable Speaker, to address the boundary and administrative issues giving rise to the dispute. Sustain public sensitization campaign promoting peaceful coexistence, dialogue, and equitable sharing of available resources among the neighboring communities. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of guaranteed security to the teachers, the ministry recognizes that a secure learning environment is essential for uninterrupted education, and to this end, the following measures has been put in place. Sustain multi-agency security operation, including enhanced patrol, deployment of joint security teams, and regular security assessment in vulnerable areas to protect teachers, learners, and the educational institution. Strengthening collaboration between school administrators and local security agencies to facilitate timely information to identify locations without adequate policing infrastructure, subject to availability of resources. Additional National Police Reservists, NPR, will be recruited, trained, and deployed to improve security coverage and response capability. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, we remain fully committed to restoring lasting peace and security in Kambisamaki and the surrounding areas through sustained security operations, strengthening interagency collaboration, community engagement, and ongoing peace-building initiative. We are working to create a secure environment that safeguards lives, protect livelihood, and guarantee interruption access to education. Signed by the concerned Minister, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Omolher.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to appreciate the chair of the committee for the response. I appreciate the feedback, but there is more that needs to be done because the area itself, Kambisamaki, is currently facing the closure of its school, which was as per the request of the statement. And I see there is a need for the CS for Interior and the CS for Education to have a sitting and organize a meeting both with the local leadership and the elders from both communities so that we can. I realized the matter is a bit, it's contentious because it also involves a boundary issue. And boundary issues now become emotive because it involves land that belongs to both Isiolo County and Garissa County. And for us to open the school and avoid any skirmishes and future wars and crises like what happened before, it is important that both communities sit down to be able to successfully open the school. Mr. Speaker, when I visited Kambisamaki, the officers on the ground requested that they get backup, and this is something the minister, and who are attacked by bandits and their animals taken away, Mr. Speaker, there is a need for extra platoons of officers to be added. They are both from the RDU unit and the anti-stock theft unit. Mr. Speaker, these are things that need to be worked on jointly, and this is something I'll request through the chair and the Minister for Interior to look into, so that we are able to look into the matter. The school itself needs to be opened, but it is also a bit of a thorny matter because it involves a boundary issue. As we speak, Kambisamaki Primary School is registered as a polling station under Garissa County, but it is also a matter of dispute with the community that neighbors as Isiolo County. As at now, we don't have any conflict, but to avoid future conflict, Mr. Speaker, we must address both the boundary issue and the security issue so that the school can be reopened. That is something I picked up after I visited the site in itself and communication that the elders had given us. And Mr. Speaker, currently there is no school in the area. The nearest school is 15 kilometers.
Omulher, you are seeking clarification. You are making a
No,
speech.
I am explaining what I realized after I raised a statement, because I did a site visit, Mr. Speaker. It's a matter that cannot just involve not just the Minister for Interior, but also the Land Minister and the Minister for Education. If we look into this from a security issue, Mr. Speaker, it will open a lot of Pandora boxes.
Yes, Professor Jaldeza.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I need to appeal to our brothers and sisters from Northeastern to avoid encroaching on Eastern Province. Because almost all the time, they encroach into other people's region, they cause conflict, and when things happen, they're the first one to make noise and rise and make noise. The Kambisamaki area you are saying around Garbatula, Isiolo South, is part of Isiolo County. Why do people from Garissa want to invade Isiolo?
Order, Professor. You are total out of order. You are total out of order. You are members of the National Assembly of Kenya, and you can raise a question in relation to any part of this country. The only caution I give is, if you have an issue you want to raise in the House, falling within the fiscal jurisdiction of a colleague, courtesy requires that you inform them. But nothing stops the nominated MP from asking anything about Kambisamaki, whether in Isiolo or not. Tongoyo?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In our own admission of the concerned member, she had admitted that this is a situation that goes beyond the mandate of Interior to include the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Lands, and even perhaps IBC. So, I wanted to have your attention, Speaker. But this is, Honorable Speaker, I think it needed more intervention, intergovernmental or interministerial approach, because the underlying cause of this is a boundary dispute, which is largely to do with the IBC, Ministry of Lands. So, Honorable Speaker, and the part of Interior, I think on the intervention being put in place to address the security issue, not just on Kambisamaki, but largely in Garissa. We know the situation is fluid, and the rest of the northern part of the country, the ministry is doing anything possible. But, Honorable Speaker, because I think you submitted the interruption, this is something that needs more beyond the scope of Ministry of Interior. It's a cutting cross issue. We need the Ministry of Education, IBC, Lands. So maybe you need your indulgence, Honorable Speaker, on the best approach to this.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I want to let the member from Isiolo know that I don't want what happened before to recur again. And it is important that as leaders address the need for, Mr. Speaker, land issues.
Don't escalate what the speaker has.
No, I'm not escalating, Mr. Speaker. I'm just letting him know that my request on this statement.
To answer him on any issue.
My request was to address the gaps in education that have come out after that incident happened 7 years ago, Mr. Speaker. So it is as simple as either deciding to open a new school somewhere else, or reopen that school so the children from both counties can benefit. It's not a land issue.
You are perfectly in order, and the protesting member is not even from Isiolo. He is from Marsabit. Yes. Next is Julia Sunguli in the house. Yes, Tongo, can you respond to Julia Sunguli's request?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It was a little bit discussion with a member from Gariza, Major. Honorable Speaker, in regards to the issue of Honorable Sunguli, in a matter concerning security at Tangata Barikoi, Kilgoris, the Member of Parliament in particular wanted to know the circumstances surrounding the livestock theft incident, the death of the anti-stock theft unit officer. May his soul rest in eternal peace, and measures taken to investigate the case and apprehend the suspect.
Yes, Baba.
The reason for alleged confiscation of livestock belonging to the members of the local community, and an indication on when the livestock will be returned to the innocent residents, and the measures being taken to ensure protection of residents, restoration of law and order, and prevention of further violation of human rights in Nangata Barikoi. Honorable Speaker, I want to respond as follows. On the 19th June, a known number of livestock was stolen from the Kuria community at Kuitembe area, Kuria West Sub-County within the Migori County. A contingent of police officers drawn from the Angata Barikoi police station, Angata ASTU, responded promptly with the aim of recovering the livestock and apprehending the perpetrators. The officers encountered about 40 suspected cattle rustlers armed with automatic rifles and Keturo area, Ngedale location. A fierce exchange of gunfire ensued between the two parties. During the confrontation, a police officer, number 114287 APC Joseph Owino, attached to Barikoi Astu, sustained a gunshot wound on his back. His body was moved to Transmara West mortuary for preservation pending postmortem examination, and the incident was booked at Barikoi police station. 2026. The postmortem examination was conducted on the body of the deceased, and the pathologist formed the opinion that an inquiry file was opened to establish the circumstances surrounding the shooting and subsequent death of the officer. On the second reason for alleged confiscation of the livestock, there is no record, Honorable Speaker, of any livestock having been recovered as it come awaiting release to the members of the public. Meanwhile, effort to trace and recover the stolen livestock and apprehend the perpetrators remain ongoing. The situation is calm, Honorable Speaker. I can confirm I am from that area as well. Honorable Speaker, following the incident of the 24th, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, accompanied by the Governor of Narok, and the elected leaders from the Transmara, to include the member who raised the question, and the area senator, and other leaders, engage members of the local community with the aim of promoting peace, coexistence, and de-escalating tension arising from the incident. The Cabinet Secretary directed that all civilians in possession of the legal firearms to surrender them. In addition, the following measures have been undertaken to restore normality to data criminal activities. And to prevent further insecurity and facilitate the recovery of the stolen livestock, and get adherence to the Constitution of Kenya, the National Police Service Act, and applicable human rights standards. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Julia Sunguli. If you are satisfied with
Mr. Speaker, I wish to confirm, Mr. Speaker, that as soon as we ask the question, the responsible Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, went to Angata Barikoi together with all of us and introduced certain measures that have since cooled the area. The situation is under control. Particularly, Mr. Speaker, the GSU camp was reintroduced at the border, and this has actually been very effective. Only yesterday, about 12 cows were stolen from the area of Ngendalel. And unlike in the past, the police, the people from Kilgoe, Transmara, were able to cross to Kuria without a problem. And the GSU, together with the citizens, recovered 8 of those cows. The situation still remains, of course, an area to be watched because it is fragile. It's a border area. It borders Kenya and Tanzania management. But I'm grateful that the minister has been able to do that, and I wish and I think that the chairman has given a satisfactory answer.
Thank you. We leave it lie there. Taitumu. Honorable Mwalimu Taitumu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I arise to make a personal statement regarding the passing on of my late beloved father, Mr. Patrick Ntoanaiba Baikelanya. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 44-2E, I arise to make a personal statement regarding the passing on of my late father, Mr. Patrick Ntoanaiba Baikelanya. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Patrick Baikelanya rested on 4th July 2026 after a glorious and well-lived life that was just 2 years to. A father is a pillar, a compass, and a quiet strength behind the son's every step. Irrespective of the son's age, at the time of the demise of my father, without doubt, the news of his passing on overcame our family with immense grief. To us, it was an end of an era, yet the messages of condolences that poured from every corner of this country, led by His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, CNGH, the Deputy President, His Excellency Professor Kithure Kindiki, NGH, the Speaker of this Honorable House, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, NGH MP, and various members of this Honorable House gave us the strength to accept the God's will and accord Muse a befitting send-off in honor of his life and legacy. Honorable Speaker, I wish to record my deepest gratitude to His Excellency the President, Dr. William family during this period of mourning.